Welcome to the show. Imagine driving a car at 100 km/h with the window down. The wind is loud and strong, making it hard to breathe or talk. Now, imagine a plane flying at a height of 7-8 km high, at an altitude of 30,000 feet. At such heights, there's no oxygen. Can you imagine what would happen if they did? If air entered in the plane at that speed and at that altitude, the pressure and temperature would cause the plane to lose balance. The risk of a crash increases significantly. It's not just about fear. It's about understanding the risks involved. Now, again, imagine being on a plane at 24,000 feet, traveling at 700 km/h, when suddenly the roof flies off. The oxygen masks, usually attached to the roof, are gone. The speed of the air makes it hard to breathe. Looking at this scenario, you might think there's no chance of survival. The roof is missing, there's no oxygen, and the plane is out of control. But despite the odds, survival is possible. In such a situation, the lives of 95 people hang in the balance. It's a terrifying thought, but remember, even in the face of such adversity, survival is possible. Now, in today's story, there is a place where small lights flicker in the middle of the ocean, a place known as Hawaii Deep. This isn't a scene from a movie, but a real location in the Pacific Ocean. Hawaii Deep is famous for its mysterious lights, which have intrigued visitors for decades. The capital of this area is Honolulu, a city known for its vibrant culture and stunning landscapes. Due to its unique location, the only way to reach Hawaii Deep is by air. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to transport you to a time and place where the skies held a tale of both courage and mystery. It was April 28, 1988, and Aloha Airlines Flight 243 was poised for its short but pivotal journey from Hilo to Honolulu. Little did the 95 passengers and crew members know that this flight would defy the odds and become a legendary chapter in aviation history. The Boeing 737 stood on the tarmac, ready for takeoff, its engines humming with anticipation. On board, there was a mix of seasoned travelers and curious adventurers, all eager to experience a flight like no other. Among the crew members were the 36-year-old co-pilot, Malai Mimi Tompkins, and a popular flight attendant known as Clarabelle CB. It was far from your typical long-haul flight. This one was to be a mere 35 minutes in the air. As the aircraft taxied down the runway, there was something unusual about this flight. Unlike the typical routine where passengers are encouraged to unbuckle their seatbelts once cruising altitude is reached, this flight was unique. Seatbelts remained fastened throughout, even as the plane soared to an altitude of 24,000 feet. The cabin was filled with passengers gazing out of their windows, taking in the breathtaking views of the Pacific Ocean and the enigmatic lights of Hawaii Deep below. But then, in an instant, tranquility turned to chaos. A deafening noise reverberated through the cabin, and the plane shook violently. A gust of wind rushed into the cabin, carrying with it a horrifying sight. The roof of the plane had been torn away, revealing the open sky at 24,000 feet. Panic ensued as passengers struggled to breathe in the thin, turbulent air. Oxygen masks, typically found above their seats, were gone. Desperation filled the cabin, and fear was palpable. Amidst the mayhem, Clarabelle, the flight attendant, stood bravely. Her voice pierced through the howling wind as she asked the haunting question. The passengers cast frantic glances around, only to find that the cockpit door was now obscured by wreckage, and all exits seemed to be surrounded by debris. Survival seemed uncertain at best, but the pilot, Robert, remained steadfast. He initiated a controlled descent, guiding the plane to a more breathable altitude of 10,000 feet. The passengers, who had moments ago been gasping for air, were now able to breathe, at least to some extent. The first major crisis had been averted, but the challenges were far from over. Communication with air traffic control was a struggle due to the roaring wind rushing through the open roof. Maui Airport, nestled amidst treacherous mountains, was their nearest hope for a safe landing. With limited options, the pilot made a bold decision. They would maneuver the plane through the mountainous terrain, a daunting task given the damaged cockpit and the urgency of the situation. As they approached the airport, a new catastrophe loomed. The terrifying flight continued. As they neared the runway, another heart-stopping moment unfolded. The landing gear indicator failed, leaving uncertainty in the cockpit. The pilot couldn't be sure if the wheels were down. A crash landing with the potential to ignite the fuel and transform the plane into a fireball loomed as a terrifying possibility. But then a glimmer of hope emerged. Ground crew members, standing a distance away, spotted the open landing gear through the plane's turbine. They pointed and signaled to the pilot, a testament to quick thinking and teamwork amidst adversity. The plane touched down safely, and a collective sigh of relief swept through the cabin. Emergency services stood ready, but the relief was tinged with concern. One flight attendant, Clarabelle, was missing. A meticulous search revealed the grim truth. The intense wind pressure had swept her out of the plane, and she had not survived. The investigation that followed uncovered a troubling reality. The plane's poor maintenance due to profit-driven priorities. It had been flying 10 times a day, a disaster waiting to happen. This story serves as a stark reminder of the paramount importance of safety in aviation. In the end, it was the bravery of the crew, the skill of the pilot, and the humble seatbelt that saved lives that day. This remarkable chapter in aviation history, a flight from 24,000 feet that ended safely, reminds us that even in the face of adversity, survival is possible. Aloha Airlines Flight 243 stands as a testament to human resilience and the unwavering spirit of those who soar in the skies.